So there are a few things that stop you from really creating the content that you want to create. The first one is you are thinking that is a very special activity to film a video instead of thinking about it as a beautiful conversation or a video call or a stream. You don't have to do a lot of fancy editing to get attention on social media. If you really teach something valuable, people will get over the fact that you stumble your words or you don't have the right ideas at the right moment, or they are going to be a bit more permissive. So the second thing that really helps is lowering your judgment, the judgment that you place on yourself. So the way you do that is you just don't really care in the beginning as much about how you seem on the camera. The second thing is get a timer. A timer is very good to get so much better at speaking in front of the camera. The way you do it is turn it on, set 1 minute, that's the first one, and you press on it and you start speaking for 1 minute 5 times a day. You do it 5 times a day. All videos are made in 1 minute increments. You can make such great videos in 1 minute increments. And slowly but surely, you will be able to speak for 12, 13, 15 minutes in front of the camera without a script, without anything. Just set a goal, set a topic that you want to speak about. In this case, it's how to become a better content creator and how to really create a lot of content that is high quality without the need to put in a lot of effort. So it's high quality, low effort. It doesn't have to be, those things are not opposites. So the way you do it is this way: treat every video that you make as practice. If you don't like or you've stumbled your words way too much, you just delete the video and do it from the beginning once again. It feels very redundant. It feels so painful to do that. But it puts a cost on mistakes, and it also does something else. It makes you get more repetitions in, so you get more more better. You get better at speaking in front of the camera. The second tip is to have water. Drink some water, have all the things that you need in order to really be successful in creating the video. Have the light already set up, have the video camera already set up, have the microphone set on the right settings, have everything that you need ready for you to create. And this serves as a very useful tool because you can always convince yourself to do 1 minute. It doesn't have to, you don't have to publish it, you don't have to do anything. I think for the first month, you don't need to even look at the footage until you feel ready to look at the footage. That's the key thing here. We want to lower the judgment and lower the barrier to success. All I need to do is speak for 1 minute in front of the camera and then delete the footage until I feel comfortable to listen back and edit the footage. And if you're like me, you don't really edit the footage because I've set a rule for myself that everything has to be one take. So that's why the channel is called One Take Reviews. I did, however, had one sneaky cut. I masked it in a transition. Well, it's not a transition. I jumped from a video to a screen recording and I have a cut. And your content can evolve along with you. If you don't feel like you want to put in the effort, you just don't. And the goal here is not success. The success has to be put upon your shoulders, not come from the outside. What I mean by that is that I don't look at the views, I don't look at the comments, I don't look at anything. accept the if I did the 1 minute or what I set out to do, in this case, a full video. If I did that, that's the success. If I published the video, that's the success. The other things are just cherry on top. The goal here is to build the skills that I want. It's to build a life that I want. I want to be able to every day know that I put out something out there that I like, that I enjoy. And the way you get to enjoyment, the way you get to this point where you like what you are creating is by doing it a lot and only publishing what you like. So that's the trick. No matter if you don't feel like it, so you don't really feel like it, or you have a certain excuse, or you have anything, you still have to do the 1 minute, at least 1 minute a day. You Anyone can do 1 minute. You don't need a fancy microphone, you don't need a fancy camera, you don't need a fancy light or a fancy backdrop or a beautiful hat. You don't need anything. You only need a phone. You don't even need to film yourself. You can film something else. You yourself don't need to be the center of attention to that video. You can film outside and do a voiceover with your phone. But in doing so, you build the habits and the skills necessary, because whenever we are doing filmmaking or content creation, there are a lot of skills that people really do not pay attention to, and they are more important, extremely important, than the camera, the microphone, the setup, the light. Those are cheap. They are very, very cheap. But you know what's not cheap? Learning how to express yourself, how to move your hands, how to really put a bit of emotion, even though I'm not really good at that and I don't really speak proper English. I still try. And that's the point here. Always film videos and build the skills and not the gear. Because whenever you have a limitation in terms of gear, like you don't have the right microphone, you don't have the right camera, you don't have the right light, you don't have the right laptop, you don't feel comfortable to film yourself, that's a big, and I mean a big opportunity to learn. How do I get better quality off of the phone, off of the camera on the phone, off of the microphone? How do I clean that audio? How do I film good video without a light? Do I need to go outside? Do I really need to sit inside? What if I don't have a studio? What do I do then? What if I don't have anything to say? What do I do then? So each of these are problems that only require skills. And those are the things that are really important. So whenever you see an obstacle, don't think that the only option is to buy a microphone, to buy a camera, to buy a light. Those are nice things. But you can also see it as a skill gap. There are so many YouTube channels and Instagram and whatever, TikToks, that are filmed with the phone and the microphone of the phone. So don't let the gear, the money, whatever, stay in the way of doing what you want to do. And soon enough, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, you will have everything that you need. And that's the point here. You will be in the situation where you have too much gear that you don't use at all. And that's the worst thing ever. To have, as I did, 5 lenses, 3 cameras, 2 lights, 3 lights actually, 4 tripods, 3 microphones, and 3 laptops. And for 6 months, I didn't create anything. I think that's more depressing than not having them and trying to do something with the things that you have. And it was a skill gap. I had way too much gear and not enough skills. I didn't know how to talk for, I don't know, what's that? 10 minutes and 10 seconds in front of the camera without a script, without a plan, a big picture plan. I was judging myself so much that whatever I was saying was not important enough, and I still didn't even have the skill to be able to express, even if I had the idea and I found an idea that was nice and beautiful to put out there. I didn't have the skill necessary to talk in front of the camera and not have to edit for 5 hours or 6 hours or 12 hours, even for a single 10-minute video, 12 hours of editing. So that's not the way to do it. The way to do it, a much simpler way for me specifically, is to treat it as if it's a stream or a call and I'm talking to a friend and I'm trying to explain to him what I do and how I do it. And that's just about it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.